Hi everyone, thanks for coming to Pot About with me today. I am going to be showing you how I water my African violets. Basically, when I first got violets, I never used to use any sort of feed. I just used to use plain, just like tap water, and I guess that I just thought that would let them grow. But after doing a bit of research and just seeing what violets like according to other people and reading up on it, I did see a bit of importance on using some violet feed. There are a few which you can get. I didn't really do too much research when I bought my one. Basically I just have this Vitax African violet feed. I have done some research just on sort of what's good for them and what's not. One thing that I did pick up on, which is weird in a way, because it was that if there's ureic nitrogen, I don't know if you can see that over, anyway, it does say ureic nitrogen specifically just over there. That's not good for violets, but by the time I read that, I had already bought mine. So this violet feed is specifically for violets, but it does have that. So I mean, if it was bad, my theory is they shouldn't or wouldn't really put it in here. Regardless, the instructions for this is that you need to put 1 or half a gram to 1 liter. The general rule on fertilizer is to put 1/8 of the recommended amount. I'm not going to put 1/8, I'm going to put a quarter of the amount. So I'm going to put like about 0.12 grams, 0.13 grams, or it's not even a gram, 0.13 of a gram rather. I did have to get a scale rather, which would actually measure that low weight. So I did get one of those. I've already calibrated it as well, and I'm just going to measure that out. So basically I'll put it on. It does show just, well, 0 when I'm not touching it. I like to use the lid as well, just to put the fertilizer in. So I'll pop that on there, and then I'll just bring it back to 0, and I'll show you what it looks like. So basically that's what the fertilizer looks like. Now I've got this 200 gram container, and I actually bought 3 of them, so I'm going to be using this for a while. But basically I'm just going to measure out the, it's not a lot, I'm almost there actually. Have a quick look. I'm just using this like a plant. It's kind of difficult just to get the small amounts here, but that actually looks about right, to be honest. That's already showing us 1.13 of a gram. So they just look like salt crystals, if I can describe it as that, with like a light green, exactly I think it's picking up in the camera. And now I have got just some rainwater that I've collected in a bottle. It is at room temperature, a little bit warmer actually. But what I do then is, once it's measured out, I just quickly take the, just for convenience, so you can see it's not that much, 0.1, like that's my thing. Let me try and get it together. So that's my fingernail. And that's, I put it in half a liter. So to be fair, I probably use about, instead of 1/8, I use about half the recommended amount, but I've been doing this for a while, so I haven't really had any issues. And then I should actually just measure out the next one, because I have 2 of these bottles, so I'll just get it over and done with in one go. So I'll try and scoop out a similar amount. It's a little bit more than I need, so I'll take out a little bit of it. That's about right. And then I'm just going to again put that there. I'm just gonna close these and shake them. just until it dissolves, and I'm going to then get a violet to water. So I will do that shortly. So now this is actually one of my violets. It's a semi-miniature Rob's Heatwave. I don't think it's a trailing one actually, but it's not yet in bloom. I've put this in an 8 centimeter pot, so it is. I think it's actually a bigger pot than I needed for it. But I put these on Wicks. As you can see, there's no water in here. I've been really bad. I haven't watered it, but actually it still feels a little bit wet, which is good, because what happens is when you put a dry wick into water, there's no capillary action to pull the like water upwards, so you would need to have the wick wet in order to draw up the water. So all I do is, in my container, once they do dry up, I just pour in some water. I'm going to put in a bit extra this time. So as you can see, it's not touching the base of the pot or anything like that. There is just that gap, but normally this saves me a lot of time from having to water my plant. So I would say for at least 2 weeks this plant is probably taken care of. And remember, when you're wick watering, just have a very aerated medium. Someone, I think, even did suggest you can just use a perlite or a mix for that, and that might work. So I will put this back on the rack and I'll show you just how I water the rest of them. So these are the rest of my violets, and I'm not sure if it's picking up just because of the lights which are on there, but as you can see, none of them have any more water. So what I am going to do is just try and do this one-handed. I don't actually think that's going to work. I'll try and do it the other way. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to lift the plant out, pop in the water, gonna drop that back in. Now I think that wick was a bit dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water just on there, and then you'll see it dripping through. So hopefully that should be enough to start that capillary action, and I'm just gonna do the same for that one. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any more questions or comments, just send them through, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thanks very much. Bye.